Hi Jane,
Hi.
nice to see you. Nice to see you again.
Thanks for seeing me.
Okay, so did you find any difficulty reaching here?
No, it was very easy today. I got a drive from my husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I remember in our last meeting, you told me about your dependency on alcohol and how it has affected your relationship with your husband and how you got so much hurt and kind of depressed when he threatened you that he will leave you if you don't leave
Yeah.
your dependency on alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So if I ask you that how confident you are to keep seeking the treatment and completing this treatment
how confident am I right now?
on a scale of 1 to 10.
I feel like a 5 right now, and I just feel nervous. I don't want to fail, and I don't want to let my husband down and my family. I've been dependent for a couple years now, and for the first year, nobody knew. So I'm afraid to. It's just hard. I've learned how to cope with everything, and it really just scares me to think of changing that.
So you said 5.
Yeah.
Why 5 and not 2 or 3?
I don't think it's that low because well, at first I really didn't want to come at all. And when my husband threatened me, I was really mad at him. Like I felt almost betrayed that he is forcing me to do this, but already in my second session, just talking to you once, I've started feeling a little bit better and really thinking about what matters to me in life. So the fact that in one session I feel a little bit more inclined to want to work on my drinking makes me a bit more confident than if I were like on a 2 or 3 on the scale.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is that now you also feeling a willingness to be in this treatment and therapy sessions. It's your willingness also.
Yeah.
Okay. Jane, I would like to know about the biggest stress right now in your life. What's that?
Aside from drinking, what's really caused the drinking was a new job that I got two and a half years ago now, I'd say. And it was, it's the job I've been working towards, but it's a very stressful workload, and it often requires me to take work home with me, and it's emotionally draining. So that's what's been really stressful, and then I have to come home and make dinner and see my kids and help them with homework and make lunches, and it's just a lot of everything, and I feel sometimes that I use up so much of my energy and time at work that I come home and I'm not a good mother or wife to my family. So yeah.
Well, I must tell you that the fact you are here and you are expressing your willingness to complete and to seek this treatment and to complete all these therapy sessions, it shows that you care for your family.
Yeah.
And you care for your well-being, because your well-being means that you are going to care better for the people whom you love and who love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are a good person and you are definitely a good mother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's I feel bad about myself sometimes because I don't think I am doing good. So it's nice to hear from somebody that they think I am.
Yeah, you are. And well, I can definitely understand that when you have to perform various roles at professional level and then at the personal level, it can become really overwhelming and self-care can take a back seat. So this is what I'm observing with what is happening with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one aspect that we will be considering while making a treatment plan collaboratively for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And in midst of all these stresses, what is the biggest source of strength for you?
Honestly, I think it's my kids and my family. I knew from a little girl that I wanted to have kids, and I've got two little ones, and I love them so much. And honestly, I work very hard to be the best I can be for them. They just, yeah, they're my everything.
It's your kids that you find a source of joy and happiness
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you get enough time to spend with them?
No. I get home sometimes from the office at 6 o'clock, and by that point, if my husband, if I'm getting home late, will make dinner, so they've already eaten dinner, and they're doing their homework, and they're still really young, so they're winding down for bed at that time. So on days like that, which can be sometimes 3 days of the week, I don't often get to see them enough.
Mm-hmm. I remember that in the beginning of our conversation, you told me that when you feel exhausted after getting from work, it's the glass of wine
Yeah.
that makes you feel calm. And so, is there any alternative to that?
Right now, not really. I felt like I didn't have enough time. I used to jog, I used to go for walks, but then with this new job and getting home late, I just felt like I had no energy to. So I would end up watching TV and drinking a glass of wine, and then eventually one glass was two, and now it's a bottle a night almost.
What's the change? What's the concept of change that you are desiring for you right now?
Like, what's making me want to change?
Yes. What are the aspects of your life that you want to change?
Well, initially, my husband threatened to leave me and take the kids if I didn't, and while I felt like that wasn't really fair to me, I also I love my family, and the thought of that makes me really upset. So I want to change for that reason, but also after talking last week, I really want to be feel like I'm a better parent. So that's really what's wanting me to change.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that your present behavior in any way is proving a barrier in attaining that desired goal of change?
Yeah, I'm drinking so much that I'm not with the kids at all, and then Saturday comes around and I take them to gymnastics in the morning, but I haven't been lately because I'm still so hungover, sometimes even still drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just, my behavior right now is really getting in the way of that.
But it's a huge thing that you are acknowledging that there is something needs to be changed,
Mm-hmm.
and you are taking that responsibility. This is the first step to a recovery, and I must tell you that it's not easy, but it's not impossible. The fact that you are here and talking about your issues with so much honesty is really a big thing. Not everyone can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not alone now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a journey, and we will be a partner in this journey. Yeah. So could you please tell me about a situation when you feel that this is the end of a tunnel?
Like the end of when I couldn't take anymore.
Yeah.
This probably happened a couple weeks ago. I was the kids were in bed, I thought, and it was probably around 9:30 at this point. I'd had 3 glasses of wine, and my daughter started crying. She had a nightmare, so I tried to go up and help her, but I was just very drunk, and I couldn't really do much, and I could tell she was kind of scared and confused, and I probably scared her even more because I wasn't who I usually am around her, so my husband ended up intervening, and he kind of got upset with me because I just never want my kids to see me that way, and they did, and that was a point where I realized that this is kind of rock bottom for me, and that's kind of when he started talking to me about coming to see you, and yeah, that was probably the lowest for me.
It's very important now that we should talk about the goal that you are that you want to achieve. Is it a goal of abstinence or is it a goal of reducing your qualities of alcohol intake? What's the goal for you?
I
What
think
do you want to
abstinence
achieve?
for me. I don't want to drink. I never was much of a drinker before this, to be honest. So I don't think I need to drink ever, socially, whatever. It just turned into something that I depend on now. But the old me never did. So I think I'd like to get back to somewhat of that if the old me still exists.
Right. So is it like abstinence is a goal for you?
Yeah.
When did it all start? When did
Yeah, about 2 years ago. I'd been at my job for about 6 months now, and it was just really stressful, and I couldn't manage it, and so it would start having wine at the end of the night to kind of decompress and help even to fall asleep because I couldn't shut my thoughts off and my mind would keep going. So that ended up slowly becoming a bottle a night.
and were there any activities that used to be your coping strategies?
Well, I used to jog before. I found that helpful, but then I just ran out of the energy. I like to paint too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't know. Sometimes I just would listen to music. I put the music on, and our kids, we would just kind of dance around. That always used to be fun for everybody.
Right. So, what you have told me so far, I have got this sense that you got different sources of strength in your life, be it your children, the love for them, the love for your husband, painting, jogging, music, and you really care about your well-being. Yes, so it's a huge thing that you have these sources of strength in your life, and we will take care about these aspects while creating a treatment plan for you.
Yeah.
And also, one very important aspect that I need to know from you, um, when you said that you were here because of your husband's, because he forced you to be in this session,
Yeah.
what was your reaction to that?
At first, I was very angry because I felt like he was almost blackmailing me. So I was hurt and embarrassed that I needed to be threatened to be here, basically. But yeah, just being here this week and last week has really made me feel a bit better and made me kind of shift my perspective on life. And yeah, so I'm just kind of questioning now at this point if drinking is really worth it for me and if it's really hurting my family and my relationships.
Well, I guess in our life, there are those times when we go through that phase of introspection and when a thought of our well-being strikes us. So you have touched that aspect, I guess, and it has made you realize that dependency on alcohol is a big barrier in attaining that full-fledged life and happiness and quality time with your family, your kids. So it's great that you got this realization. Yeah. So for how much time you are willing to give to your treatment plan, to these sessions?
Honestly, kind of as much time as it takes. I need to start putting my health first, and yeah, it whatever you think or we think together over time. I'm really open. I don't want to rush because I don't think I'll do good with that. But yeah.
So you are willing to give as much as time it's going to take.
Yeah.
Okay. And what will be the alternative of your financial stability? How are you going to manage your job?
Well, luckily, my husband, we would probably be very fine on one income for now, and if I need to either reduce my workload or take some time off, financially, I don't think that's an issue. I just hope that I'd have a job to go back to. It's very high stress.
So unfortunately, our time for this meeting has come to an end. But I again tell you that you are a very brave person. Yeah, because seeking a professional help and sharing your concerns with so much honesty, it takes courage. Yeah.
Thank you.
And this courage will take you on the other side of recovery. Yes.
Thank you.
And I'm willing to be a partner in this journey. You can tell me the time and day when you're comfortable to come here, and we will begin this process of tailoring the treatment according to your comfort level and your willingness.
Okay.
That sounds good?
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
for
Jamie.
being here.
Thank you.